What's up, everybody? It's Sharptooth and Faticus here from the Diabloks. Today we're going to be showing you a dual character build for Inferno. This is going to be a little bit different. Most builds you see right now are just single player and not really geared towards meshing two builds at once for maximum effectiveness. First off, we're going to be going through my build. I'm using a sword and shield type build for maximum survivability. My primary skill, I'm using Frenzy with the Maniac rune. That stacking damage is really good for killing specials and killing bosses, because my damage is kind of low right now using the sword and shield, but this really makes up for it when you start going. For secondary, I'm using Seismic Slam with the reduced cost rune. It's pretty good for keeping stuff off of you. It's got some good AoE damage. From protecting my Witch Doctor, it's just awesome when we get into some hairy situations. I'm still using Leap. Leap is just good all around. It's really hard not to have some sort of movement skill to get you out of bad situations. And the 3-second stun on there is just awesome. It stacks him up, and Fatty knocks him down with his zombie bears, and I just can't run without it. Revenge. Revenge is good for when you get surrounded, you're getting hit a lot. It pops a lot with the Provocation rune, increasing the chance it'll become active. Keeps your health up, keeps you from dying, puts out a lot of damage. I can't run without it either. It's very, very helpful. I'm also using Warcry to increase our life and life regeneration. It stacks up really well with Inspiring Presence here, giving us a lot of life regen and a lot of extra life. That's pretty important when you get to Inferno. The other passes I'm using are just basically defensive stats. This one reduces non-physical damage, gives me a little bit extra fury, and this one just increases my armor, obviously. But the real core of our build is the cooldowns that we're using. I'm using Wrath of Berserker, and while it's, the Insanity rune increases damage while it's active. And the 2-minute cooldown kind of sucks, but for 15-20 seconds out of it, we're just gods and we kill everything. And I'm going to let Fatty explain his build right now too.
Alright, what I have here is, yes, 2 minutes cooldowns. The core of what this build I'm doing right now is my passive Vision quest. Anytime you have 4 more spells on cooldown, 300 increased mana, 300%. So I have Gargantuan as my primary, with the 15-second steroid that he gets for that minute cooldown. Spirit Walk is just, I have to have it. It gets me out of sticky situations. It's my one defensive. I have the 7% maximum life every second while in Spirit Walk. Mass Confusion, another minute cooldown. I have the Mass Hysteria rune on it, so 6 enemies who aren't confused get stunned. Really nice for huge packs, hordes, minions, stuff like that. Fetish Army, 2-minute cooldown. Right now I have it with the 2 extra fetishes. Still playing around with it a little bit. And then I have the Big Bad Voodoo Daddy, 2-minute cooldown. Huge steroid, everyone in the party, massive damage increase. And I have the Slam Dance, so it increases damage of all nearby allies by 30%. All of these are going to be on cooldown all the time, which gives me the increased mana to just spam my main ability, which is going to be Zombie Charger with Zombie Bears. Huge damage, good for packs. It's even good for single target just because of the amount of damage that it does. The other passives I have are Spiritual Attunement for extra mana per second, and Spirit Vessel just to help me get the hell out of dodge when I need to. That's pretty much my build. My DPS is pretty low. My gear is not great right now. I have the money to replace. It's just I don't want to. The auction house is a little crazy right now. I'm trying to wait for it to settle out.
Yeah, and this build that we're using is very good for Inferno Act 1. When you get into Inferno Act 2, it's really gear dependent. You want to make sure that you're farming Act 1 very, very well and very efficiently. As far as that goes, we're going to play through a little bit of the end of Act 1 and show you guys how it works.
Ooh, gold.
Alright, so what we're going to be doing is starting the butcher quest in the last section. Show you guys some gameplay of killing some rare champions and stuff and taking out the butcher. If you're getting gear blocked, getting into Act 2, this is really the best thing you can do other than spending a lot of money, is just do some Act 1 runs, getting your nephalem valor up to 5 and then killing the butcher. Usually you can drop between 3 and 5 rares.
Yeah, I'm popping my cooldowns every time they're up just to keep that mana in flow. I still am hitting blocks with mana, but it's not that bad.
The zombie bears do so much damage when you just sit there and spam. I really love Wrath of Berserker. I probably kept it on my bar ever since 60. It's really good against rare packs because it makes you immune to CC while it's up. Plus the ring with 1,000 or 100% extra damage really makes up for not being able to use a big two-hander. I think eventually you can get rid of your shield in at least Act 1 Inferno, but later on it just gets so much damage being done to you. You have to have that extra defense. Alright. That's
Arcane.
Teleporter, Arcane, Electrified. Pop Berserker, burn one down.
Arcane, I'm going to die.
See, I'm using Seismic Slam to get some extra damage at range when we can't get in.
The AI on these guys are really good with their arcanes and their walls.
Yeah, it is. They land everything so well every time. Can't be nonsense. Arcane. There's the first pack down. We're a little slow once all our cooldowns are down, but for 20 seconds we are gods. This is really the best way to get through Inferno, is with a friend or two. Once you start getting up to 4 people in a game, it gets almost a little too hard.
Yeah, 2 is fun, 3 is pretty easy, but 4 is a little hard.
If you're having trouble on bosses, if you have at least 3 people, then if somebody dies, you're more likely to be able to res them. The one person res while the other one keeps the boss occupied.
I'm taking a few unnecessary hits here. Like that one.
Damage increase from all the cooldowns with Seismic Slam makes it excellent to spam if you're getting into a situation where everything's stacked up on the stairs or something. Another possible skill you can use is Whirlwind with the Blood Funnel Ring. It gives you extra health back when you crit. It seems to work really well. My crit chance isn't high enough to make the most out of it though. When we get into choke point, I like to spam Seismic Slam, keep everything off of us. Synergize as well with the zombie bears. Whatever feels good to you.
Yeah, playing without a whoa.
What makes you think I care for your life? Kill them, my pet.
There we go. Gotta burn one down again. It's usually a good plan if you start running into the enrage timer on them. You can run back to town and reset, and one of them will stay dead because you killed him, obviously. Frozen.
The thing about Spirit Vessel is it'll stop you from getting frozen, but it'll also pop you out of a freeze. So it's a very nice skill to have for defense. And then when you pop it, ruined like this, you get your health back as well.
It's close. Yeah, Berserker does the same thing. You can activate it if you get frozen. Even though I'm wanting to save it for boss fights and champion packs. Ouch. Got stuck in that big swing.
Yep. Oh, that's gonna hurt.
Coming back. But you can use it to save yourself. Which will save on your repair bills, which get pretty damn high.
I believe my last one was 5K.
Oh yeah. Every run doing this costs you at least 10K. Even if you're not dying, you're just taking hits and damage. By the way, in case you hadn't figured it out yet, molten mobs explode.
I forget every time I log in. Whenever I'm low on health, I just pop Spirit Vessel on cooldown just to get that extra health regen.
Died once in 3200 repair bill. Doesn't that suck? I don't know why when you select the Butcher as your last quest, it makes you go all the way through here. There's a lot of guys like these in Act 1 and the Fallen Berserkers who have the big swing timers that do a lot of damage.
They should be easy to avoid, but sometimes you just can't.
Yeah, that's what killed me on the bridge out there.
Especially when they have freezes or something.
Right, pin you in a corner.
Yep.
No good loots. Don't blame you, Fatty.
Is it my fault?
It is. These guys want to play.
Yeah, not having an auto attack is a little weird, but blue.
Yeah, we're currently working on actually clearing Act 2, not just running through and killing bosses, but being competitive against some of the rare packs and stuff.
Yeah, just skipping rare packs is not fun. It's frustrating. You're gonna die a lot just trying to get past them, and it's not really the way the game was meant to be played.
Yeah, I mean, if you're just looking to say, hey, look, I beat Inferno, and you can do that, and this build would probably be alright to do that with, at least on the bosses. There's just a huge ramp up at Act 2. All the monsters are level 63 in Act 2, whereas in Act 1 they're 61. So all your armor, your dodge, everything like that means so much less to them. I don't know, it definitely gets easier the more gear you get. When we first got to Act 1, we were having a really hard time.
Now we're just... Alright, what are these? Vampiric, Frozen, Knockback, Arcane.
Cooldown's up.
It's most of them.
Let's see, with both these cooldowns popped, 34,000 damage, which isn't too bad.
Uh-oh.
You can change this build up a little bit and run the extra damage shout instead of Warcry if you want. I think I can get up to about 43,000 damage with that. But I prefer the rage regeneration as such of Warcry.
Voice getting a little tense there?
A little bit.
A little nervous. Ooh, piece of candy.
Heal.
Yeah, the main reason I'm using Warcry is because it generates a lot of fury that you can use for Seismic Slam when you have to kite, whereas Berserker Rage is better on boss fights. I will concede that, but it takes 15 rage. So if you're not up in their face, then you're just having a hard time getting any rage.
And it's important to remember, if you change your build, you lose your stacks.
Right. That's why we're building like this. It's not super optimal for bosses, but it's kind of a mix, so we can clear the champion packs and such with somewhat ease, and then get to the butcher and whatnot and kill them. It's a fine line to balance. So I got down there. Fast Desecrator, Illusionist Vortex. Sounds good to me. Illusionist are one of the harder inferno mobs, I think.
That and shielding.
Yeah.
Or shielded or vulnerable minions are annoying.
Oh man, I hate invulnerable minions. Especially when there's a lot of abilities that minions benefit from, like Molten. You can't hurt them and they're just dropping fire everywhere.
Uh-oh, Vortex. Shit, didn't realize that. Can you get that? Yeah.
Yeah, see, it's not too bad.
Not even a ting.
See if we got any good rares for this.
Flawless square.
That's not bad. See, as our nephalem valor stacks go up, we're finding more and more rares. That's what you want. Don't feel bad if you're having to skip different champion groups and such if they have some bad modifiers on them and you're having trouble. That's just part of the game. And some of them are just going to be completely unkillable for whatever gear level you're at. And we're just now getting to the point that we can kill most every rare pack we run into in Act 1. But we're still skipping, I'd say, at least 50% of them in Act 2.
Exploded.
This build also works well if you have a third person using a wizard with Archon. It's another big 2-minute cooldown that synergizes well, I should say.
Anyone that has like something that does a lot of damage really works well with the Witch Doctor's big steroid.
Yeah, 'cause my Berserker Rage doesn't actually benefit Fatty at all, but it stacks so well. Alright, here we are at the butcher.
We only got 4 stacks, but whatever. Let some of my stuff come up real quick.
Alrighty. Butcher's really a little bit easier than some of the champion packs you'll run into. The only thing that makes him difficult is his soft and rage timer. If you don't clear him fast enough, fire doesn't go away from the floor. It covers the entire thing and just burns you to death.
Alright, we can roll through here. I think I have enough.
Not sure exactly how long the timer is. I'm wanting to say it's like 3 minutes you get, because usually we can pop our cooldowns twice. Alright. Here's our first burn phase. Like I said, you have enough time to use your 2-minute cooldowns twice, so we do a burn phase right as soon as we get in here.
Oh, I can't click the healing. There it is.
I'm down to 3/4 already before everything came up.
I gotta get this other help done.
Stacking damage buff on Frenzy is really helpful for this. Seismic Slam is about useless against him, but
I'm taking way too much damage.
nice dodge. You can kind of tell when he's going to do his big forward smash because he pops up and down 3 times. The reason I'm standing in it sometimes is to keep him from turning around and hitting Fatty. I can take a few hits from him, no problem.
I can't.
If nobody's in range of him, he'll do his Ancient Spear attack and also do the charge like that. You definitely don't want to get hit by that if you can help it.
Oh.
So the fire gradually increases until eventually it just doesn't go away. The last part of the fight.
I'm down. Too much
It's a little
fire.
hairy. A lot of people have trouble beating the enrage timer on this, especially solo. But with our cooldowns, we're able to burn them down while still having lots of survivability.
If I had been a little smarter with my health pots, I would have stayed alive there. I got a little happy to pop them.
And don't feel bad about dying, because you're going to do that a lot, as you can see. Even someone as awesome as Fatty dies 1,000 times. Well, there you go, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope this was a little informative to you. We're going to be doing some more build guides, especially with multiple classes, to show you how they synergize well, and also some solo builds. So stay tuned to us at thediablox.com or follow us on Twitter, and hopefully we'll have all kinds of good stuff for you to see soon.
Thank you.